Hey everyone, I can understand here, and I'm showing you a new origin that I made. It's called the Filius Solis, and through my 5 minutes of Google Translate, it literally means son of the sun. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'll get right into it, and I know that's why you're here, so let's get started. Alright, so I got a couple things to show you. So everything in this chest is what we will need. And let me just equip this iron armor. You'll see why in a second. And we have a little test subject group here along with a lovely husk. Why do I have them in that container? You'll see in a moment. So as you can see, here is the origin. You can immediately see the sunbar. Let me get under the tree real quick because it charges up very fast. Now, let's go over the basic stuff. Born of plasma and heat, one might consider this origin to be quite destructive, blah blah blah. Netherite decay, yada yada. We don't really care about all that. That's just some flavor text. So I'll just go over the basic stuff. I don't, like, you can see it's a wall of text. It's just explaining everything. I'll just go over it in, like, basic detail. So this, as you can see, is like a wall, but basically what it's saying is you're fully immune to any type of fire damage. It includes lava, fire, I believe also blazes, stuff like that. It's just the basic origins fire immunity. And then your body's natural ability to mend wounds is lowered, which basically just means 33% less healing from all sources. And then it increases the amount of punishment you can take, 3 extra hurts. That's basically just what it says. Then you got Solar Ray. Release a small amount of the immense reservoir of solar energy inside you, yada yada. Basically just heat vision, I guess, from like... So, if you click G, which is primary for me, and it's the basic primary, you'll see that you shoot out a little laser. Now, this laser does 2.5 hertz of damage, which is mitigated by armor, and it does pure fire damage. So, as you can see, it also lights them on fire for about 5 seconds. Now, it can go through solid blocks, and whenever it hits the ground, it actually ignites it, like this. So just be careful when you're firing it, or you might burn down your base. But if we get into the water here for a second, you can see that when I try to hit him with it, it doesn't work, because the water actually mitigates the damage and absorbs the heat. So, as you can see, you can kill stuff quite quickly when it doesn't have any armor. But the negative of this is that it damages your helmet. This origin has such powerful abilities that they actually damage its armor itself. So as you can see, my iron helmet has taken a little bit of damage. And we move on to the next ability. So the next ability is Blazing Rush. Blast out a portion of your energy to launch yourself in the direction while you're looking at, and it can be used in the air. So, for example, like this. Now, it damages the leggings and the boots, or the feet and legs. So, whenever you, and it's also primed to secondary. And also, be very careful when you're using it, because it doesn't mitigate fall damage. Fall damage is still very much a thing. So, basically, you can just rush around with it, and the fun thing with this is that you can use it with an Elytra. And it can make you go very fast. Very fast. Of course, it does damage your armor very quickly, so just be careful when you use it, because you can already see its iron armor is not a good thing for this. Basically, it'll just tear apart your armor if you use it too much. Oh, and there's the next ability. As you can see, this is the next ability, and I'm glad it came up as soon as, like, I finished that one, because Erupting Core. When you absorb enough energy, living creatures and raw materials in the environment begin to experience damage. All types of grass will begin to turn into coarse dirt. You'll see that with this, it doesn't affect, like it affects wood, but it doesn't affect, like, custom wood by players, just so you don't, annihilate your base when you're walking around. This was clay, it's now bricks. There was water there, now it's evaporated or completely vaporized. There was snow there, now it's gone. And then the best part is with the tree. As you can see, it completely turns it to a crisp. And then this was sand, it's gone now. There was a flower there, it's gone. Oh, there goes the sapling. All ice also melts, and you can see that all types of dirt turn into coarse dirt. So, and also it does 2 hertz of damage. Well, by 2 hertz, I mean 2 points of damage, sorry. That is 1 hurt, and it's completely unblockable by all types of armor. And it lights you on fire for 10 seconds when you're within it. Now, the issue with this is the damage to your armor is quite a bit. As you can see, you can actually see it ticking down. So basically, you don't want to be in this form for very, very long if you're wearing armor. But it's very good if you're not wearing armor. That's why I gave the extra 3 hertz, just so there was a bit of, like, barrier. And also, anything that dies does drop, like, cooked beef. And also, items get evaporated too. You're welcome. Why? Because I'm evil. As you can see, now, the tree does technically turn into mud, but, like, it just looks like a burnt tree. I couldn't get any item that was, like, ashy or whatever. Like, I guess I could have used like basalt or something, but I think the mud actually looks really good. Like, it actually looks like a burnt tree. And then finally, you can see that this armor is already being torn apart. And of course, if you want to stop having it be torn apart, you can just like spam one of your abilities to get rid of your solar energy, or you can just be under something. Under anything, including liquids, makes it so you don't generate any type of heat. And as you can see, I'm about to die. Yep. So, now that we're down here, I wanted to show you how destructive this really is. Because it is extremely destructive to the environment. So if we just head over to this forest over here, with a quick blazing rush, you'll see that when I just sit here and let my power go up, eventually when it hits the 80% mark, which is where it actually ignites, you'll see that the entire environment begins to evaporate. Trees begin to experience just complete destruction, and this is probably the most destructive origin I think I've ever made, because it melts through things. As you can see, you can just walk into a lake, all of the thing gets turned into glass, clay gets turned into bricks, the water is gone. It's actually quite useful for clearing out decent amounts of water without having to actually like do anything. Of course, this also means you can breathe underwater, because the water doesn't have time to take away your oxygen. But then again, it's also really annoying, so. Alright, let's go over the perks and negatives of this class. So the basic perks are that you have +3 hertz, and that, you know, you have a lot of movement. You have increased damage from I-beams and your erupting core. It's very easy for you to do crowd control, because your erupting core just annihilates everything. You have a lot of environmental damage, which I do consider a perk, because if someone wants to get near you, they actually have to go through your widespread destruction. So the negatives of this class are that you have 33% less healing, it damages your armor whenever you use it, and you only gain power when you're in direct sunlight. So at nighttime and in other dimensions, or under caves, under any block, you can't gain that power. Though the power gain is quite quick, it is very difficult for you to fight in any situation that isn't under direct sunlight. Basically, this class just works very well under direct sunlight. You want to make sure that you're fighting people in the open and in daytime, because if you don't, you will easily get annihilated. Thank you for coming. I'm glad I could show this off to you, and I'll see you later.